Good morning everybody and welcome to episode 43 of the Retro Brown channel on the Johto Solo Runs. Today we are doing a run with Octillery, and you might tell I am very tired this morning as I record this. It's about, 7 o'clock in the morning as I'm recording this, but I've got audio to do. Let's get on with the run. You know what? Octillery is actually a really good Pokemon. Look at that base stat total of 480. Amazing attack, amazing special attack. Decent special defense, and HP. And of course, because it's Gen 2, we have terrible speed. Which, of course, is going to cause a little bit of an issue. But I honestly think that's not going to hinder us way too much. We don't really start off with the best moveset. We do get Water Gun, which is a better water move to start off with than Bubble, but it's still not the greatest. Thankfully, this Chikorita here doesn't actually have a grass move at this point. And of course I forgot to underequip my berry. Meaning, we actually take quite a comfortable win to be the rival first off, and we might as well go over and name the rival now. Who shall I go with for today? I've had a lot of new subscribers during the month of Retro Brown, so I'm starting to catch up with who was subscribed, so you're going to start seeing those names filter through now. So GR Gamer was one of my newest subscribers during the month of Retro Brown. This video is for you, and you are the rival for today. So let's go against Falconer's Gym. Falconer, I don't think it's going to be too much of a problem. We're at level 7 here and we can still beat Berkey Parade, who usually gives me a bit of a problem. So I'm going to see how we do at Falconer, and we're level 8 as we've gone through his gym. Water Gun is going to 2-shot the Pidgey, and we've got a lot of HP to work with for the Pidgeotto. It's not doing very much with Gust. And yes, it's going to be a 4-hit KO. And we take a very comfortable win before even level 10. So I'm very impressed with Octillery's performance so far. That mono water type is not going to be a hindrance as much as I thought it might be. And it's going to be even quicker to get through Union Cave because we have them water type moves. We're at minimum battles going into this, and I just wanted to get this portion here, just because it'll help us continue going on. And this moves us on to the Rocket side quest. Just the start of it over in Azalea, of course. We've now picked up Constrict at level 11, but really what I want to actually do is I really should have went back and I should have went against more mandatory trainers. Oh, sorry, optional trainers. Because at level 22, we get 3 unbelievable moves for this point in the game. We get Psybeam, Aurora Beam, and Bubble Beam, which is absolutely insane to see them moves on a Pokemon this early on. Incredibly good. We are going to have a real problem against Cypher here. We do manage to tank it at 1 HP while poisoned, and we take a first time victory against Bugsy. There's not really too much else to talk about with Bugsy because we can't learn Fury Cutter. The majority of the moves that we can learn are going to be normal type moves. We really want those level up move sets because honestly they're just insane. Razor Leaf is going to do incredible damage against Bayleaf, and we did teach Mud Slap to deal with the Ghastly, but even at level 18, I honestly think we're going to have to go up to level 22 to make this easier, and we are going to lose some time because of this. So we went up to level 22, and now we've got Aurora Beam. We have a super effective move for that Bayleaf, and our defensive bulk is now showing. Zubat is going to go down to an Aurora Beam, and even though we've lost a bit of time here, working to get those movesets right now definitely will help us out a lot more. It means we can sweep through Whitney's gym really, really easily. We didn't even go in this at full HP. And the Miltank is not going to be a problem for us whatsoever. Bubble Beam is doing massive amounts of damage. And it's a 2-shot on Whitney. Honestly, this is... If you've never used an Octillery before, like me, because one, you just didn't like the Remoraid line when you first saw it, I think it's time to revisit it because, you know what, Octillery is actually a really good Pokemon. I mean, for a 480 base stat, I had no idea it had a 480 base stat. I had no idea it had such great attack and special attack. And these moves that you can get, getting Psybeam is just insane. It sweeps us through Morty's gym, and we don't even take one bit of damage. This is how good this Pokemon actually is. We even get Octazooka at level 25, which is a really good move in all honesty. Yeah, its accuracy isn't the greatest, but it has a chance to confuse. I think it's confuse. It can either confuse or reduce some stats down. Either way, it's actually a pretty damn accuracy drop. That's it. Octazooka can reduce accuracy, which is amazing. If we hit with it, we've got a chance to reduce accuracy. So it's like, for us, it's like a stab mud slap, which is insane. We pick up Fly from Chuck's wife because she tells us that he's too fat. I'm sympathising with that after Christmas. I definitely am sympathising with that. And that brings us on to Jasmine. Now, Jasmine will be an issue. Not for the Steelix. It's going to be those Magnemites because they've got Thunderbolt. We're weak to electric type attacks, and we've got... Unless Surf can really one-shot them, I don't feel like we've got much of a chance. We can one-shot them, which is a great start. And we're going to level 34 with the Steelix. We use Octazooka to reduce its accuracy, goes for Sunny Day. And of course it's not doing anywhere near as much, so we switch to Surf. And we take a first time win without losing any HP. Honestly, there's not been one gym leader so far we've not had a first time victory against. Really hasn't been. This is a very good run. We've lost to the rival, but we haven't lost to any gym leaders. So GR Gamer is actually pulling his weight here and giving us a good challenge. So once we've been to the Lake of Rage, we've beaten the Gyarados, we can go talk to Lance and we can start the Rocket Side Quest, which of course, as most people know if you watch this channel regularly, I'm not a fan of this Rocket Side Quest. It's just with the level curve, I think I've been thinking about this quite a lot. I feel like the reason why I don't like this Rocket Side Quest, yes, you do lose quite a lot of time on a solo run because of it. You lose about an hour's worth of time, no matter which run you do. I feel like I don't like this because of the level curve. When you're doing a solo run around this point in the game, you're already around about these mid-30s to early 40s. And everything else is around about level 20, 25, that sort of range. It's kind of boring. That's why I feel like I'm not actually enjoying the Rocket Side Quest in this game. If I was using a full team of 6, that might be a different question. That might be a different issue. So, considering I've been doing monotype runs in Kanto for like a couple of months now, I reckon that I probably would enjoy the Rocket Side Quest if I was doing a monotype run in this generation. So, towards the back end of this year, I feel like that might be the way I go with the Johto solo runs. Might switch them into Johto monotype runs, and we'll see whether I get a bit more enjoyment out of the Rocket Side Quest due to that. I mean, considering I'm already doing the monotype runs in Kanto, I actually want to do them in every generation as well. We've talked for quite a lot there. We've just beaten Price, not a problem whatsoever. We're still 7 for 7 here. Going back to Goldenrod, we're going to pick up Return. We do have a bulky attack stat, which we can use, like we can take advantage of. So it's going to be worth our time to pick up Return at some point. For now, we're just going to keep with the moveset that we have. Surf is a powerful move. We've got Aurora Beam and Psybeam for coverage. And then we've got Octazooka just because I like the move. It's Octillery's signature move. No other Pokemon in this generation can learn it. The only other way another Pokemon can actually use Octazooka is if you use Metronome, because it is one of the moves that can be used via Metronome. A little bit of trivia for you on a 7 o'clock, well, it's a Thursday morning as I record this one. Okay, so the GR Gamer is back, and because we've now leveled up considerably compared to his team, we've got a lot more move coverage. He is not a problem this time round, I'm afraid. The Sneasel I completely forgot was Dark type, so when I misclicked on Psybeam, we missed. That brings us through to the conclusion of the Rocket Side Quest, and this is going to be a very easy fight for a mono water type. Octillery's got enough coverage and enough bulk to have no problem against the Rocket Executive team. So once we've beaten him, we can actually move on to the final stages of Johto, which of course is going to be Claire and her Dragon types. So, I'm worried for the Kingdra. We don't have any coverage moves that actually are going to be okay against her, but at least we can take out each of the Dragonairs with an Aurora Beam. Annoyingly, Aurora Beam cannot freeze. It can reduce your attack, but it cannot freeze, which is kind of annoying, and I don't really have a good move for this. So Psybeam seems to be doing the most, so when it goes for a Hyper Beam, it has to recharge, it gives us a chance to take it out. And that's all 8 gym leaders beaten first time with an Octillery. This is why I was really enjoying myself with this run. We've had some really questionable Pokemon recently, and some really questionable runs. I mean, Skiploom has just took us a long time to complete. As you saw that end time, it was up in the tens of hours. So yeah, bringing us on to the final rival fight, and again, it's not a problem whatsoever. Aurora Beam is tearing through his team. We're going to use Surf on the Haunter. He has a Kadabra this time round, and it goes for Future Sight. But we'll never see that attack because we beat him before it even happens. So that was what he was predicting, that he just lost. That brings us on to Elite Four, which of course is always one of the biggest challenges of Gen 2. The Xatu will go down quite easily to a Surf. Executor will go down to Aurora Beam. This is why I like Octillery. Those 3 moves that we picked up at level 22 are just... They're such a game changer in terms of coverage. They cover so many options in the Elite Four. Water type moves, having that Water Stab is amazing. We've got the Psychic types for any Poison types, or for any for any fighting types as well. We've got Bruno coming up. We've got Aurora Beam for the dragons late on. We've got a very good moveset for this Pokemon. And we're definitely not going to even see level 70 at this point. We might see level 54 when we get Ice Beam. Actually, yeah, at this point we're definitely going to see Ice Beam in this run. So we definitely want Ice Beam over Aurora Beam because of that chance to freeze, and it's a more powerful Ice type attack. I'm not honestly too bothered about that attack drop. I would much rather have Ice Beam over Aurora Beam any day, but Aurora Beam has been such a good move in this entire run. So bringing us on to Bruno, he's not going to be a problem whatsoever. Hitmonchan is just going to... It'll go down to a Surf. We can use Psybeam if we really want to, but because of the stab bonus, Surf is definitely doing a lot more. So, Machamp will go down to an Octazooka. We've now run out of Surf PP, and the Onix finally goes down to another Octazooka. So that is 3 Elite Four members all beaten first time. We are really sailing through this. And that brings us on to Karen. Now, Karen is usually a big stopgap for me. If you don't have the right moves, the right sort of coverage, the right... Hey, we get Ice Beam. If you are weak to any of the Pokemon, you can't take out the Gengar very quick, you have a real problem with Karen. She's very trolly. She's pretty much the Agatha of the Elite Four, and as you can see there, the Gengar trolled us with Destiny Bond. Great. So there is our first loss of the entire run, and it came to Karen in the Elite Four. And yeah, that's very annoying, but it's not a million miles off what we can actually do to beat her. The problem was that Gengar using Destiny Bond. This time we get a freeze and it becomes an easy sweep for our Octillery to get through. Houndoom will not do much to us even with a crunch, and we take a win, bringing us on to Lance. And considering we have Ice Beam, we've got Surf, the only real problem is going to be this Gyarados. And I actually opted to go for Surf and Ice Beam, and it seemed that Ice Beam did more. That means the Dragonite's going to come out, and the Dragonite also missed its Thunder Wave there. As long as we can outspeed, we pretty much one-shot every single Dragonite. They're 4 times weak to Ice-type moves. Surf will do big damage on Charizard, and that brings us through to the final Pokemon, which is Aerodactyl, and a big Hyper Beam hits. But because of our bulk, Octillery becomes the champion, and we only had 1 loss in this entire run so far, and that came to Karen of all people, because of a cheesy Destiny Bond. I'm not happy about that. Really not happy about that. We have finished the game at level 55 with Octillery, and what time we finished on? 4 hours 9 minutes. That's honestly fast. I'm just annoyed that it's not under 4 hours because of how quick it felt like that run went. So I'm honestly kind of annoyed at this one, that it's only just over 4 hours. Oh well. Let's move on to Kanto, and of course in Kanto we have to deal with the likes of Blue, and we have to deal with Red. Blue I don't think is going to be a problem considering our move coverage. Red, considering he starts with a Pikachu, yeah, I feel like this is going to be an issue. So once we moved on to... Is it the SS and this one? this is how you get through as quick as possible on the ship. You go to the third room down, talk to this guy, and you battle him. But you have to go and speak to his friend on the underground first before you can come back and find him, just so you can keep a note of that. Side beams will pretty much decimate this guy's entire team, even the Psyduck. But considering you just became the champion, there's not really too much of a problem. You switch back down here, you go right past this guy, and now you can go and find the girl over at the captain's desk. And that's how quick you can actually get through this section of the game if you are trying to solo run and speed run. So, I just kept smashing A there because I was really not concentrating, and now we are now in Vermilion. Now I am going to show you for once one of the gym leaders in Kanto, and that's because I went into this fight paralysed against Surge. And we just got completely walled by his entire team. Magneton hits us with a Zap Cannon, which has only got 50 base accuracy, you know. So even at level 57, while we are not paralysed, we are not outspeeding things, this is where our speed really does not help us out. It makes me really worried for the red fight. Yeah, we lost a few times against Surge, and it just it took me quite a few tries to do this. We get paralysed straight away by that Raichu. The Magneton then just goes for lock-on. Electabuzz is going to get a big Thunder off. But last up is the Electros, who only want to spam double team, and that works perfectly for us to take the win. And yeah, I can't believe that I lost 3 times to Surge of all gym leaders. We lost to nobody in Johto apart from Karen, and then we lose 3 times to Surge. I was so annoyed at it. Sabrina, of course, as well. She's a lot easier than she is when you're doing Gen 1. And again, I really struggled with the Kanto gym leaders. It was really annoying. Alakazam finally goes down to a Surf, but we nearly lost against Sabrina. It was a first time victory, but we also nearly lost against Sabrina. And after so many losses in Kanto, I actually did not feel confident for the blue fight. So we started off against the Pidgeot with an Ice Beam, takes down. Executor again goes down to an Ice Beam. Next up is Alakazam, we're going to go for Surf. We do take some damage from a Psychic, and that brings us on to Gyarados. We still don't have a coverage move for Water Flying type Pokemon, but a few Surfs take it down. Next up is Rhydon, and a Surf is going to take it out as well because it's got terrible special. Next up is the Arcanine, and of course, a Surf will take it down, and we get to level 69! Whee! I'm sorry, I know I'm overusing that joke recently, but yeah. So we're going against Red, and at level 69 we take out the Pikachu with 1 Surf. I was really surprised by that. And then we start getting walled by the Venusaur. So the worst thing about this is that Pikachu usually likes to set up Charm. Now we are using special type attacks, but that doesn't really matter too much because we take out the Venusaur in 1 actually. Okay, this is looking alright. We have rest on our moveset, so we tank with 10 HP. It's infatuated, so we can get back to sleep. Are we going to do this second time against Red? Okay, so it's still... Having Attract is such a great move. As long as your Pokemon starts off female, you've got a good chance of beating Red at a lower level. So, this Snorlax is now becoming a real problem. Surf is not doing much, Body Slam is doing a lot. Reflect is now down, so it might do a little bit more now. But ideally what I want is to get it frozen. Body Slam just keeps doing so much damage. Oh, we need to keep resting to get back. Oh my god, it just does so much damage. So pretty much the way we're going to beat this Snorlax, we need to get it to sleep or we need to freeze it. Because Snore won't do anywhere near as much as Body Slam, but considering that we can actually wake up in time... Oh, we don't usually wake up in time. Okay. I was actually thinking we might PP stall it, but... yeah. You've just seen that big level jump there. I kept getting walled by the Venusaur or walled by the Snorlax, and after you've done this so many times, usually the best thing to do is just go up a level or 2 and just see if that makes much of a difference. And we did have to go up quite a few levels. This all comes back to that awful speed stat at 45 base speed. Because of that, it really becomes very detrimental. Our defense and our special defense is pretty okay. But regardless of those defenses, we're just not dealing enough damage out. When we can finally get the Snorlax infatuated and back to sleep so we can recover our HP, pretty much we're just hoping that a freeze comes out so we can get some attacks in. So as soon as we get past this Snorlax, the fight becomes really, really easy. So I'm going to go for a Surf here, and we get a critical hit, meaning we're onto the Blastoise. We don't have any super effective moves against this Blastoise, so we are going to have to use Surf to take it out. Thankfully, that's all this Blastoise is going to do as well. He's going to use Surf or he'll use Blizzard on us. So we're pretty much matching with the move types that we have, but our Surfs do a lot more than his, meaning we take an easy win. He was infatuated, so he wasn't hitting us. And Wing Attack from Charizard will not do much, meaning we finally beat Red at level 83. Not the worst level, not the best level, and we did lose a lot of time towards the back end there of the game because we had to level up, but I'm honestly quite happy with how this run went. So Octillery is a strangely really good Pokemon, and I don't know why I never chose to use this back in the day. To be fair, I don't feel like I ever even knew about it sometimes. There you go, 5 hours and 46 minutes. Not the greatest time, but not the worst time. Thank you if you got to this point in the video. Let's see what we're going to get next time on the wheel. So, that was a much easier run than the previous week with Skiploom. What are we going to get this time around? I'm not a fan of the Marill line, thanks to the Marill run that we did earlier in the year. Sorry, I'm back in the month for Retro Brown. I knew this was going to come up soon. Oh, I'm going to choose Lady Barana. Yep, we're going with Lady Bar. This one's going to hurt as well. I don't think it's actually going to be as bad as Spinarak though. If you got to this point in the video, please like, subscribe, share. Thank you very much, and we will see you next week with the Lady Bar run. Take care.